When you are a new band to the symphonic metal genre, then it can be easy to become subject to comparisons of the typical frontrunners, such as Nightwish of course, and this is understandable. They are, after all, the pioneers, and the ones who really paved the way and made it famous for that style. So the question is, how do you carve out your own path and venture into uncharted territories as your own band? Answer: with outside help. I think it's easiest to quote the band here regarding their newest album. Pearl Hunting was done in collaboration with 18 guest musicians from all over the world, who recorded 23 ethnic instruments for it. Our goal was to bring different musical cultures together and create something truly unique. The effort was conceived during COVID as an attempt to open up to other musicians and collaborate with them on a new challenge. And new challenge is just that. Now, typically I am very wary when it comes to new records containing many guest musicians on every single track in particular, as it can become a muddled mess rather quickly with no clear direction for what a band can offer. But with this release, I must admit that I was mistaken with this presumption. The inclusion of various musicians from all corners of the globe has certainly added a level of eclecticism that is unparalleled for any band that I have heard in this genre, and managed to push the boundaries of what is typical and to be expected for this style of music. You can hear this straight out of the gate with the song Fallen Idol, which features Finnish native, and I'm sorry about the name pronunciation here, Tero Kalamarko, on his country's native instrument of, and once again I'm sorry if I mispronounce this, the huiko, which sounds very similar to some of the Mongolian instruments that I've heard from bands like The Who, but it certainly adds its value in gold to this tune with an immense layer of intrigue. The guitars aren't overpowering this acoustic instrument and give way to the sections, and of course allow the song to breathe and really become one. Another one of the standouts has to be the track Exorcism, which contains a great hook and certainly feels like the hit song or song with potential, you could say, off the album. While the track itself isn't as adventurous as the previous one, it is subtle with its inclusion of traditional instruments. It was also added as a bonus track on the end of the album in a piano version, and it's just an ethereal and amazing way to cap off the album hearing this song again, but just in a different rendition. Now, if the blending of these styles with eclectic instruments to produce, of course, the vivid and colourful music doesn't sound appetizing, then fear not, because there are still songs on here that stick to that original blueprint of the tried and tested element of course, the genre of metal that can be found. And this can be found certainly on tracks like Winter Sleep or Crew. Now, with all of these styles offered, I must point out possibly the most confusing sounding track on the album, Yoragamo, which opens up at the beginning sounding like some kind of J-metal sounding affair, think like Baby Metal's musicians, except as a side project, before of course some baritone vocals kick in that remind me of Typo Negative, and then we have the black metal vocals, for a small section anyway, that give way to the original sound, and all of this takes place in something like 90 seconds. This was one of the biggest pitfalls when I'm talking about this record, as it is a very confusing affair, and like I said at the beginning of this review, it is very easy to become muddled with all these guest musicians, and I feel like this might have been the one instance that it happened. But it's not going to stop this album from getting a solid score. Overall, I'll give this album a score of 8 million chilies on the spicy scale, with my favourite tracks being Fallen Idol, Exorcism, and Willow. Now, depending on your view of the latest Nightwish album, then maybe this album is just the rebound you need. Of course, it goes without saying that if you enjoy symphonic metal, this record is for you, but you have to be a bit open-minded with the new angles found within. For me, the album grew on me very quickly, and if you are open to the symphonic metal genre, or really traditional music contained within, of course containing these elements of traditional wind instruments or stringed instruments, then really this is an album that you must listen to. Well, that wraps up this review. I hope you all enjoyed it, and of course, stay spicy, go check out this album, and comment below with your favourite track as always. If you've enjoyed this content, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to us, and stay notified for future music related content, because it keeps our manager happy at the end of the day. We are also on Discord, Instagram, Facebook, and all those other social platforms if you want to check us out. As always, people, you have a great day, and stay spicy.